Did you know that the first 5 minutes after waking up can significantly impact your life's duration and quality? This assertion is well-founded. As years pass, morning hours cease to be merely the start of a new day. They transform into a valuable opportunity to release inner tension, overcome anxiety, and gently prepare your body and mind for the day ahead. However, the vast majority of people either rush to get up or remain still, unaware that this precious moment can be transformed into a daily ritual that brings strength and renewal. This article will detail 6 simple yet highly effective actions you can perform immediately after waking, even before you put on your slippers. These easy habits, taking just 5 minutes, can help maintain inner balance, significantly improve your emotional state, contribute to lower blood pressure, and even positively influence long-term brain health. Each suggested action is supported by solid scientific data, proven psychological principles, and the rich personal experiences of individuals who have maintained mental clarity, peace of mind, and vitality into old age. Therefore, if you're 60, 70, or 80 years old and regularly wake up feeling physically stiff, chronically tired, or emotionally drained, this calm and accessible solution might be the missing piece. The principle of small habits, big effect underpins this approach. Let's explore each step sequentially. The first step is to perform gentle circular movements with your ankles and wrists. This is one of the most accessible yet effective actions you can do within the first 30 seconds of waking. Gentle implies slow, smooth rotations in the joints. At first glance, such a practice might seem insignificant, but for older adults, it can be the deciding factor between a confident gait and the risk of a dangerous fall. After a long night's rest, blood tends to pool in the lower extremities, joints lose their former mobility, circulation slows, and the nervous system often remains inert. When you, still in bed, begin to rotate your ankles and wrists, first clockwise, then counterclockwise, you gently activate your joints, tendons, and even the vestibular system, which is directly linked to your sense of balance. Many older adults are unaware that falls most often occur not due to muscle weakness, but from impairments in proprioception, the body's unique ability to sense its position in space. These gentle rotations help recalibrate this sense before you even take your first step. There's also a deeper psychological effect. By starting the day with conscious movement, you give your brain an early win. You subconsciously remind yourself, my body is functioning. My coordination is intact. I'm still in control of my life, not just succumbing to the aging process. Even a simple action like wrist circles can significantly reduce morning anxiety and decrease the likelihood of depressive symptoms throughout the day. We once spoke with a 74-year-old woman named Svetlana, who shared that she used to wake up every morning feeling stiff and dizzy. Her physical therapist recommended this simple habit. Within just 2 weeks, her condition changed dramatically. Svetlana no longer feared getting up. She didn't need to cling to walls, and most importantly, the overwhelming fear disappeared. She expressed it this way: "Now I welcome the morning instead of dreading it." It is precisely this kind of positive change that we aim to achieve. This is a small but extremely important and consistent signal sent to the body. It's time to move, time to live, time to feel firmly grounded again. The second crucial element of your morning ritual is deep breathing. Before your feet touch the floor, simply take a moment to breathe. However, this should not be ordinary, shallow breathing, but slow, conscious breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, expanding as much as possible, then fully exhale through your mouth. Repeat this sequence 5 times without getting out of bed. You might wonder, what can simple breathing change? In reality, its impact is enormous. With age, lung tissue gradually loses its elasticity. Blood vessels become less efficient at supplying oxygen to body tissues, and the nervous system, especially in the morning, often finds itself locked in a fight or flight mode. You might wake up with an inexplicable feeling of anxiety or fatigue without understanding the true cause. Deep breathing effectively resets these negative patterns. When your lungs are fully filled with air, The vagus nerve is activated, which in turn gently sends a signal to your body. Everything is okay. You are safe. This process helps lower your heart rate, stabilize blood pressure, and suppress the production of stress hormones. Such a simple act allows the brain to smoothly transition from sleep to wakefulness, avoiding a sudden surge of cortisol. In other words, you wake up calmly, not in a state of nervous agitation. Breathing exercises also improve oxygen supply to muscles and joints, which eases their awakening, reduces stiffness, and provides a small but powerful boost of mental clarity at the start of the day. During a conversation with Yuri, a 78-year-old resident of St. Petersburg, he recounted that every morning began with unprovoked panic, a strange heaviness in his chest, a rapid pulse, a feeling as if something was wrong. Doctors performed all necessary tests but found no abnormalities. Only one nurse showed him the morning breathing technique. Now, he says, it's as if I stretch my soul first and then my legs. The third important step is gentle stretching. Without getting out of bed, remaining seated or lying down, dedicate 5 minutes to gentle, awakening stretches. This isn't a full workout or a yoga session, but simple, calm movements that address the body's needs after a long period of immobility. Start with your neck. Slowly tilt it to the right, holding for a few seconds, then repeat to the left. Next, roll your shoulders backward, then forward. Raise both arms overhead, then spread them wide, as if greeting the new day. Alternately pull your knees to your chest. Perform circular movements with your ankles. All of this might seem minor, but these details are crucial for protection against injuries, inflammatory processes, and even morning disorientation. The fact is, after many hours of lying still, circulation slows down. Intervertebral discs might slightly increase in volume. Joints become stiffer, especially if arthritis is already present. The balance system is not yet activated. Suddenly standing up, especially after age 70, carries risks. This is why so many falls among older adults occur within the first hour after waking. These few minutes of gentle movements re-engage the body. Blood returns to the muscles. The nervous system synchronizes with the environment. Proprioceptors, tiny sensors in the joints that help the body sense itself in space, are activated. If they're not woken up, it's easy to lose balance and stumble. Equally important is the emotional effect. Every morning, by reclaiming control over your own body, you are, in a way, telling yourself, I am still here. I'm still moving. I'm still important. This message stays with you throughout the day. Eleonora, an 81-year-old resident of Kazan, shared that she used to be afraid to get out of bed. Everything hurt. Everything felt slow and heavy, she recalled. But then her physical therapist suggested a simple 5-minute stretching routine exactly as described. Now, she says, I feel like my body thanks me for not giving up. There's no need to rush. No one is timing me. These 5 minutes are mine, and I treat them with care. The fourth point is drinking warm water on an empty stomach, one of the simplest yet often underestimated post-waking rituals. Just drink a glass of warm water, not cold, without any additives, just pure and warm. This single step, performed within the first 10 minutes of waking, can trigger a whole chain of health-promoting processes, especially relevant after age 70. During sleep, you don't consume water for 6 to 8 hours. This is a kind of water fast for your body's cells. You might not feel thirsty, but that doesn't mean your body isn't dehydrated. And here's what's important. Mild dehydration in older age often manifests subtly as fatigue, constipation, brain fog, and joint stiffness. All these symptoms can be a result of insufficient fluid intake. Most people first reach for tea or coffee, which, on the contrary, worsen dehydration. Now, something almost no one knows. Warm water is especially beneficial in the morning. It helps melt away morning sluggishness in the digestive system. The intestines start working more easily, bile flows more freely, kidneys and liver receive the necessary impulse for cleansing, and most importantly, it gently awakens the nervous system. Without shock, without sharp cortisol spikes, just a smooth and natural transition to wakefulness. This practice has ancient roots in many cultures, especially Eastern and Mediterranean ones. Older people started their mornings with warm water, sometimes with a slice of lemon. Not because it was fashionable, but because it truly worked. It regulated digestion, kept vessels elastic and clean, and supported blood circulation without the need for pills and supplements. Valentin, a 76-year-old resident of Rostov-on-Don, suffered from morning headaches and bloating for a long time. Tests revealed no pathologies, and only after he incorporated a cup of warm water into his morning ritual did all symptoms disappear within a couple of weeks. I was a skeptic, he admitted, but it was as if my insides just started working better. And there's something symbolic in this. Before letting in coffee, toast, news, or even thoughts, you start the day with something neutral, nourishing, and calm, as if telling your body, let's start gently. The fifth point is gentle morning stretching aimed at improving circulation. You don't need a gym or special equipment for this. All that's required is 3 minutes of slow, conscious stretching immediately after you get out of bed. The goal of these movements is not to burn calories or build muscle, but to awaken your blood vessels, joints, and nervous system. During sleep, circulation slows, and blood tends to pool in the lower body. For older adults, this often manifests as stiffness in the knees, back, and neck, as well as an increased risk of dizziness when standing up. Morning stretching acts like a hand pump that restarts blood flow, especially directing it to the heart and brain. However, its particular value lies in activating the lymphatic system, the body's internal drainage system. Unlike blood, lymph has no pump of its own and relies solely on muscle contractions to remove toxins and excess fluid. A few stretching movements in the morning help prevent swelling in the legs, support the immune system, and reduce overall inflammation in the body. Pay attention to your joints, ankles, wrists, hips, shoulders. These are the first to lose mobility with age. And these are what make you feel 10 years older if you don't care for them. Simple circular movements of your feet, raising your arms, side bends by the bed. All this will help you move more easily throughout the rest of the day. You're not just stretching muscles, you're awakening your mobility. Psychologically, this also holds great significance. Such a morning ritual sends a clear signal to your brain. Today, I'm not just surviving, I'm actively participating in my life. And even this small shift in mindset contributes to reduced stress, stabilized mood, and a sense of control over the day ahead. Ludmila, a 71-year-old widow from Ekaterinburg, started doing a simple 5-minute stretch every morning. Arm raises, toe touches, side twists, and deep breathing. She said, I stopped feeling like an old mechanism that barely starts. I felt real, like I still own my body. The essence is not flexibility, but functionality. You don't have to touch your toes or achieve perfect poses. It's important to simply move gently and with self-care. And your body will thank you, not just today, but for decades to come. The sixth, and no less significant, point is connecting with your inner purpose. Before turning on your phone, checking the news, or opening your to-do list, dedicate just 1 minute to a simple question. How do I want to feel today? This small habit, performed before the outside world begins to distract you, can become the most powerful tool for inner peace after age 70. The truth is, most older adults wake up and immediately give their attention to the external world, checking the weather, turning on the TV, responding to messages, or scrolling through headlines. But the moment this happens, the mind is already hijacked. It reacts instead of choosing, which means the day belongs not to you, but to someone else. Instead, it's recommended to sit quietly, take a few deep breaths, place a hand on your chest, and ask yourself, what will make today pleasant? Not productive, not perfect, but pleasant. Perhaps it will be a call to a friend, or quietly sitting with a cup of coffee by the window, or maybe just the absence of rush. This clarity restores dignity to your daily routine. On a psychological level, it helps transition from passive existence to conscious choice. And undoubtedly, intention is the best remedy for anxiety. When you choose how you want to feel, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You become the author of your morning. And this isn't just philosophy. There's real science confirming it. Setting a morning intention, even for just 60 seconds, lowers cortisol levels, improves emotional resilience, and increases stress tolerance in older adults. It gives the brain a purpose. Tamafi, an 82-year-old former farmer from the Saratov region, said he started doing this after his wife's death. He said, "I stopped starting the morning with silence and fear. Now I start it with a question and quiet hope." The truth is, peace in old age is not an accident. It's a seed you plant every morning before the world has a chance to trample it. In conclusion, peace does not come naturally with age. For many, it becomes even harder to achieve. The amount of noise, worry, memories, and fears for the future increases. But if you're 60 to 80 years old and you're still here, still living, don't you deserve to start your day with gentleness, not chaos? Each of the habits discussed takes only a few minutes, but the reward is a calm heart, a clear mind, and a day that belongs to you, not to the demands of others or physical pain. You deserve this. You have lived enough decades to know peace is not a luxury, it is fuel. It allows you to enjoy loved ones, small joys, walks, delicious food, and bright memories. And it all begins not with radical changes, but with the first 5 minutes of your morning. Therefore, when you wake up tomorrow morning, remember that true tranquility begins the moment you refuse to rush and consciously make a choice. These 5 minutes are not just a simple segment of time. They represent a powerful message addressed to your own body, mind, and future. I am still in control of my life. Thank you for taking the time to read our material today. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Please share in the comments which of the suggested ideas you intend to apply in your life and what you've taken away for what you've read. Your thoughts and experiences are a source of enduring motivation and inspiration for us.